Good evening, and it's good to have you on another exciting edition of our weekend magazine program, Sunday Special, where we celebrate people, events, and culture. I am Esther Owomaka. Now, to enjoy this very special time with us, I implore you to stay glued to your TV set as we bring you interesting package of this edition for your viewing pleasure. But before then, let's have the news of the day. And we have that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, said it has arrested a 29-year-old South African, Erasmus John Pierre, for attempting to export 2.6 kilograms of methamphetamine concealed in his luggage to the Middle East through Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. And of the agency, Femi Babafemi, said the attempt was thwarted by operatives who recovered the illicit drug. According to the statement, the suspect was intercepted by NDLEA operatives during the outward clearance of passengers on Ethiopian airline flight from Abuja to the Middle East via Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Now to religion. Clerics have enjoined Christians to live exemplary lives to attain peace and progress families and society at large. This was the crux of messages preached in some churches at Tejurisho. Wabufo Wonye has details.
Cornelius Sophia of Our Lady's Queen of Nigeria Catholic Church, Tejurisho, enjoined Christians to strengthen their faith and pray fervently to overcome their challenges.
My advice to Christians is never to lose heart, no matter the trials, no matter the challenges they are facing. They should always know that God is there for them, and the Lord will always support them in whatever they do. And God is always there. People told us that with us till the end of time, that He will be there always in their lives.
The clerics have the need for Christians to always show appreciation of God's manifestations in their lives through praises and thanksgiving, adding that this will enable them to harvest more blessings from God.
Continually pray for the harvest of good treasure. Thank God for the life of the children of the church, how far He has brought us, where He's taking us, and where He has taken us from.
They advise the congregation to love one another and always help the poor people among them. In Lagos, Wabufomoye, NTA News.
You're still watching Sunday Special on NTA Lagos Channel 10. We shall going on a short break, and when we come back, the exciting program continues. To join us again.
Jackpot of the week. Place bet and hit the jackpot. Log into the OneXBet account. Click on the Take Part button. Place bet and take part in the jackpot draw. Feel like a winner with OneXBet. Use promo code to get a bonus on your first deposit.
Owó mélòó ló ní tó fọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú sí láì ní what is your account balance? Kí ló ń dín? Kí là ń tẹ̀lé tó àtàtà ó yá kájọ kọ́kọ́ o. Àǹtí Àríkẹ́ ti fi Chioma, àǹtí Àmínà, ẹ wá kájọ jẹ gbádùn kí là ń tè.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí oúnjẹ ìlú mi, gẹ́gẹ́ bí original ọmọ Ọ̀ṣun State, ẹ̀fọ́ rírò ló máa wà mẹ́. Olóòtú ṣé ẹ̀fẹ̀ má bínú o, ẹ̀rọ náà ń jẹ ajé ń jẹ mi, ẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé oúnjẹ yìí dùn. ṣé nígbà tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ pé kò nítorí
kí là ń tẹ̀lé tó àtàtà ó yá ká jọ kọ́gbọ́n o. àní kí.
ṣé nígbà tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ pé kò nítorí
kí là ń tẹ̀lé tó àtàtà ó yá ká jọ kọ́gbọ́n o. àní kí là ń tẹ̀.
Rocky Springs from 1xBet. Take part in promotion with cool prizes. Bet on the any sports events. Get tickets. Have a chance to win cool prizes. The more you bet, the greater your chances. Use promo code to get a welcome bonus right now.
You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Sunday Special, our weekend magazine program where we celebrate people, events, and culture. Now, to begin this special edition proper, we shall be bringing you a very beautiful story on the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Cultural Day, and Media Rendezvous. Now, it was a joyous and memorable moment as members of the Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Union of Journalists let their head down to celebrate the 2023 Press Week with a beautiful cultural display and media rendezvous. Let's take a look how it all went. Taking time out of the busy schedule of an average journalist was worth the sacrifice to socialize, network, and wine and dine at the Cultural Day and Media Rendezvous organized by the Lagos State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists. Adorned in beautiful ornaments and traditional attires representing major tribes in Nigeria, members of the union, accompanied by some cultural dance troupes, danced excitedly as they displayed the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria. This was followed by Media Rendezvous as various chapters of the union put up scintillating march past performances.
It is important that the journalists, if they want to get the real truth of journalistic approach, they must interact with the traditional institutions.
The happy moments climaxed with the presentation of traditional mouth-watering delicacies to guests, as well as lots of music and dance to spice up the day.
I can see the face every time. People stand there, anywhere where they can, when I do it, anytime you pray for you.
The Cultural Day and Media Rendezvous, organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Lagos State Chapter, as part of the week-long activities to commemorate the 2023 Press Week. Very catchy and memorable moments right there. The journalist sure had a swell time. If you are a journalist and you weren't there, I must confess you missed a whole lot of fun. Moving on now, we shall be looking at challenges of our adolescents. I'm sure you know our adolescents are very dear to us, and of course, they are the future of the society. Patience, empathy, and adaptability are tools parents and guardians must be armed with while managing young teenagers. In this special report, our correspondent examines the challenges of adolescents and how governments and organizations can continue to work together to tackle these challenges.
Is the phase between childhood and adulthood. It is between the age of 10 to 18 years. It is a unique stage where adolescents battles with identification crisis. Let's hear the experiences of some of these adolescents, their daily fears and wishes.
Some people taking drug abuse, they smoke it. And when they smoke, they don't know what they're doing, like all these drugs. So I think drug abuse is very good for us. I want to become a musician and an actress. So I have to look forward and look ahead of what I want to become in life. And also study very hard and become what I want to be in life. So the challenges I face is about my health and my future. One, my mom told me I was a sickle cell. So when I was here, I had doubt that I can never make it in life. But one man came and told me that I can make it, that I should just focus and pursue my dreams. And I should not worry about anything, and I should be confident of what I am doing.
I will sit down and I will no upper. I still live out this thing. No work, no food, no light, no water, nothing.
Statistics have shown that some of the challenges of these adolescents ranges from socio-economic housing, accessing quality health, sex education, and drug abuse.
Many adolescents, the prevalence of adolescent pregnancy is high, 3 to 4 times higher in some countries than others. When the adolescent is pregnant, the majority of the time they don't go to school, and once they have the child, it's very, very infrequent that this adolescent will be permitted, and some countries have even law to forbid adolescents to go back to school. They really need to they get schooling, especially the girls should complete primary and secondary education, and should make sure that they do not expose themselves to unhealthy behavior. They should have good nutrition, and they should have healthy lifestyle and many things.
Expert says the only way to help these adolescents is to encourage them to speak out and provide an enabling environment for quality and affordable education and health care.
What you think that they are too young to know, you may be surprised they already know it. So you might as well just open their minds, educate them mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, health-wise. Let them know the importance of taking certain vaccines, of just going for general checkup. You never know. Please educate, protect, and make them feel safe.
I personally believe that adolescents have a voice that should be listened to, and from sexual concerns to health issues to information about infectious diseases, listening to them and seeing the health from their own perspective would also help international organizations, federal organizations, even state governments create interventions that answer to their fears directly.
Observers are urging government at all levels and organizations to prioritize the need of adolescents to prepare them for their role as the leaders of tomorrow.
Our adolescents are very dear and special to us. Therefore, we must lend a helping hand to them to overcome the challenges in order for them to reach their potential in life. In our next report, which is a sad one, we have that a 64-year-old widow and mother of 3, Taiwo Olawepo, has been rendered homeless following her alleged eviction from her late husband's home in Ilorin. Ahmad Fulani reports that the situation of the widow, who is also a pensioner, is very pathetic.
That was Taiwo Olawepo crying on the day she was allegedly evicted from her home. This is the house that Mrs. Olawepo said she inherited from her husband who died 6 years ago. The house, according to the woman's first child, was bought by her late father about 31 years ago. On getting to Ajikule residence of Mrs. Olawepo's eldest child in Ibejila area of Ilorin, I was received by the 64-year-old widow with tears rolling down her cheeks as she narrated her present predicament. She is now temporarily homeless following her eviction out of the house allegedly bought by her late husband 30 years ago by an agency in charge of government properties. She sees her eviction as not only illegal but also dehumanizing, especially with the case still before a magistrate court with a plea to the state government and other stakeholders not to usurp what was bequeathed to her and her children.
I will not collect my gratitude. And if they still remain, I will be paying them monthly. No money for me to rent a house, nowhere for me to go. See all my load outside. Even where I kept the others, I don't know what is happening to my load there. There is nothing. My husband did not have anything. That is the only thing he has. I begged the people that came, they said it is the order from the state government that they should drive her outside. The house belongs to the state government. I'm pleading to Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak, is a father.
My quest to unravel more truth on the matter took me to the office of Harmony Holdings Limited in Ilorin, where the acting MD says the house in question was let out on rent and not sold to late Mr. Olawepo by the then Kwara Property and Investment Development Company. Harmony Holdings, according to her, secured a valid court judgment and subsequent order to evict her from the house in question.
There was a time the wife came, or sometimes in 2009 or 2010, that she wanted to buy the house and she was given the bill to buy the house, but unfortunately she could not meet up with the bill, so she was paying rent. It is rent they were paying all this while.
Counsels to both defendant and plaintiff gave their positions on the court judgment concerning the matter.
Summary of all we are saying is that if at all you feel you have obtained a judgment and the other party is saying he is aggrieved, he has that constitutionally guaranteed right of appeal.
He filed an appeal on 6th February 2023. That was 60 days after the constitutionally guaranteed period he could file appeal. So it was basically on that ground, coupled with my own objection, the magistrate struck out the application.
The house is currently under lock and key and in the custody of Harmony Holdings Limited, pending further hearing on the matter.
Very pathetic indeed. They should find soccer soonest. And in our next report, we have that 3 Nigerian rope skippers set 5 new Guinness World Records. In the last few months, some Nigerians have busied themselves with attempts at breaking the Guinness World Records. While a few succeeded, many failed due to bogus choices or ill preparedness. Well, 3 Nigerian rope skippers also recently made fresh attempts at clinching the coveted prize. How did it go? Kende Lamidi will tell us.
The contestants, Benga Ezekiel, Philip Solomon, Dulcin Dubem, and Kenneth Goswell Shidera, led by the 5-year-old prospective world record holder, Oba Loluwa Aregbesola alias Oba Rope Skipping, fight out with zeal and determination to rehearse in readiness for the epoch-making event. The Guinness World Records attempt began with Benga Ezekiel, the current world record holder on most skips on one leg in 1 minute, showcasing his skipping prowess by breaking his own world record of 265 skips in 1 minute and a new record of 276 with 11 additional skips. This remarkable achievement makes him the first Nigerian and African rope skipper to break his own record. Benga first broke the record in October 2022 by skipping 265 to dethrone Rashid Islam of Bangladesh. The Jaku High School pupil went ahead to challenge Umashu Prajapati of India in most double under skips on one leg in 1 minute. He successfully smashed Prajapati's 132 records with 12 skips as he skipped 144 in 1 minute to capture the record.
I feel good. It was great for setting a record and we break it. I feel good and I still will achieve more. I still want to break more. Start!
Next was Philip Solomon, the Imeko Grammar School pupil, who currently holds the Guinness World Record in most skills on one leg in 30 seconds. He was in top form as he moved swiftly to dethrone Himanshu Prajapati of India in both most crisscross on one leg in 30 seconds and most crisscross on one leg in 30 seconds blindfolded. He recorded 16 skips in most crisscross on one leg in 30 seconds against Prajapati 67 and 70 in most crisscross skips on one leg in 30 seconds blindfolded to erase Prajapati 62.
It doesn't mean that that's the end of all. Not enough at all. There are many people in this world who are holding almost 10, 12 Guinness World Records. So I keep on going and searching for more records and keep breaking them.
Double London crossover, 30 seconds. Good luck.
Interestingly, a debutant, Dusin Dubem, made his Guinness World Record move by skipping 77 in most double under crossovers in 30 seconds. The record is presently held by Ryan Edion, ONG, Alonso of the Philippines. Speaking on the speaker's achievements, the stakeholders say these skippers have shown the world that Nigeria is a great country in all ramifications.
Out of 6 Guinness World Record attempts, they were able to secure 5, leaving only 1, which is a very good, it's a pass mark. And I hope that in the near future, they will break that one and will go ahead to make Nigeria proud in more other activities.
It's a truth that this sport of rope skipping exists here in Nigeria, and I think it's high time that Nigerians, most especially the government, introduce it into the National Sports Festival.
My message to Nigerians is that they should embrace rope skipping. Everybody should embrace rope skipping. Number one, because of its health benefits. And you know, when you skip every day, you stay healthier.
What next is the verification of these skippers' evidences by the Guinness World Records management, then the certification and subsequent coronation.
I must say it is not an easy road to greatness. Congratulations to them on achieving that feat. Well, this is where we draw the curtain on this week's edition of Sunday Special. I hope you had a very good time with us. Do make it a date with us next same time next week. Until then, you have a great week. I am S.A. Omomaka. Bye for now.